they dislike these guys and they're looking at you to knock them out?
I'm here to just have fun.
You're there to knock them out.
I'm here to just have fun and do what I do. I'm gonna make it do what it do. That's what I do. I'm Floyd Mayweather.
Oh, man. Okay, watch the folks. So, see up. Yeah, you don't know that.
Floyd Mayweather responds to Manny Pacquiao's training sessions with Terence Crawford, stating that fighting style holds no significance since his extensive professional career has exposed him to every category of opponent imaginable.
If I come out and knock the guy out in the first round, people gonna say it wasn't worth it. If I carry him a few rounds, then they're gonna be like, oh, man, this was fake. So you can't please everybody. So I'm gonna go out there and do what I do best, have fun.
Mayweather clarifies that his presence stems purely from wanting to savor these experiences. He understands that audiences crave entertainment and thrills, which motivates his continued involvement in the sport.
You can't let him go 8 rounds though, right?
If I want to let him go 8 rounds, I may let him go 8 rounds.
No, you talked about you wanted to focus on entertainment. Is anything in pro wrestling? Does that interest you? You spot I recommended before? Is that something that...
We don't know. We may do it again. We don't know what the future holds. But we know we're going to have some fun Sunday.
Terence Crawford appears frequently at Manny Pacquiao's training facility, carefully watching preparation routines and providing valuable feedback while encouraging the seasoned champion throughout his process.
When under the heat, you know I get you wet. We get to the matinee and go to lunch and go. But you won't feel vegetarian, so I'll do that.
The two boxers collaborate extensively during camp sessions, sharing combat wisdom, reviewing tactical approaches, and breaking down methods that might enhance Pacquiao's readiness for his next major test.
And Shin for growing the distance.
Pacquiao pushes himself through rigorous gym sessions, executing various exercises, refining his quickness, and staying committed as he builds both physical strength and mental focus for another competitive return. Pacquiao admits that rejoining training camp revitalizes his spirit completely. He clarifies that his boxing dedication burns as bright as ever and feels confident his career path still has chapters to write.
I mean, it's a good thing for me that I have rest. I have time to rest for the longest time in my career. It help a lot for my body and my mind. Relaxing, and this time around I am so excited and feeling like I'm young.
Do you feel you have something to prove in this fight, Manny? I know you've accomplished so much, but do you feel you personally you want to show something to the world or prove something?
Oh yeah, it's a challenge that they might think that oh, Manny's career is over and he's old like that. So something wrong that I need to prove it, and I'm not done.
However, Roach Shields warns observers shouldn't feel surprised if Manny Pacquiao outperforms Floyd in their encounter. He emphasized Manny's velocity advantage and thinks superior tactics will ultimately determine the victor.
I say it was a great fight, man. It's a very tough fight for both guys. You know, and look, it's hard to pick a winner for me on that fight because, you know, Pacquiao is a slick, fast, you know, strong guy. You know, he's a pressure fighter. And I mean, man, that's going to be explosive. It's all, and I guess whoever had the best game plan, I think, is going to win.
Freddie Roach maintains confidence that Manny Pacquiao can triumph over Floyd in their second meeting. He acknowledges Manny's previous solid performance, but anticipates even better speed and readiness this round.
Manny, it looked like he had turned back the clock maybe 5 years. It looked like he was quicker, sharper, more explosive than I've seen him since pre-Floyd Mayweather fight.
I do agree with you, and he gave up his killer instinct a lot he didn't want to hurt his opponents, and all he has to do is beat them. And after losing a couple bad decisions, that kind of went away a little.
So did you see a little more killer instinct?
Definitely, yeah. In this training camp, it was. Even in his last fight, it was a little more. He's shown a little bit more each fight. And then in this training camp, we definitely saw that killer instinct. And then in the first round, I think that's why he kind of snuck out of there a little bit early.
Jeff Mayweather suggests Floyd deliberately delayed until Pacquiao aged significantly before advocating for this second bout. He questions why the rematch couldn't have materialized years ago instead.
But there, Floyd had the advantage. He waited until Manny slowed down and got a little bit older before taking that fight. This thing here, too, looks like, he's waited for Manny to be retired a little while before taking the fight again. Do you think he
Well, that's not true because Floyd been retired for 6 years.
He clarifies the contest should have been scheduled previously when Manny stayed busy fighting elite competition, whereas Floyd concentrated primarily on exhibition performances rather than serious matches.
But Floyd's been fighting exhibition fights quite often, whereas Manny's been worried about pops. Do you think he's just looking for like I said, the right time to do it? That would favor him.
I mean, I don't think it's nothing worried about the right time. I mean, I think that both of them, it's a great fight for the fans and I think that, if it's a great fight for the fans, it's something that, I mean, at the end of the day, of course, who's ever trying to get this fight to happen, it's about how much money it gets.
How do you think
two of the biggest names still? I mean, that just goes to show you that the names that came before this generation are still working.
Pacquiao declares that boxing represents his deepest love and devotion. He admits genuinely missing the competition and now dedicates himself completely to rigorous daily preparation routines that demand everything from him.
I mean, I missed boxing for 4 years. It's good for me, for my body, because I've been I started boxing when I was young, so good for my body to rest for 4 years, and then now I come back. I feel like I'm, the passion, the fire in my eyes, to work hard, like that, is still there.
Teddy Atlas delivered an extensive comparison between Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Manny Pacquiao, examining advantages and potential weaknesses for both legendary competitors. Atlas started his evaluation with age considerations, noting that both men are seasoned veterans at this career stage. Since they occupy similar life phases and professional positions, he viewed age as a neutral element between them. Atlas then examined reflexes and timing, which prove essential in elite boxing competitions. Here he gave Pacquiao a slight edge. His reasoning centered on Pacquiao's recent activity level, including meaningful contests against legitimate opponents like Mario Barrios. Genuine fight exposure helps maintain sharp reactions and keeps timing precise under real pressure. Consistent competition typically preserves a fighter's flow, alertness, and adaptation skills during heated exchanges.
Point for both these, these iconic fighters, right? At this point. All right, number one, advantage, disadvantage, age, right? I put even. They each get a check. They're both old, right? So that's number one. The number two was who's got less miles on the odometer. And because of the defensive style of Mayweather, I gave a check to Mayweather having the edge here. I mean, besides the Marquez fights, Pacquiao's been in some tough fights, right? reflexes and timing and other boxing elements. Well, I gave the check to Pacquiao. You know, at least he's had some fights, or at least one real fight, you know, Barrios recently. And yeah, Mayweather's fresher, but inactivity could affect his timing.
Conversely, Atlas observed that Mayweather has dedicated most recent years to exhibition matches instead of legitimate competitive fights. Although Mayweather commands universal respect for his exceptional defensive abilities and ring intellect, extended periods without serious competition might impact timing during the early rounds of a challenging fight. Atlas proposed that inactivity occasionally requires boxers to use several rounds before finding their complete rhythm. Ultimately, Atlas stressed that both fighters bring supreme boxing IQ and vast experience to any encounter.
Next one, power. Well, the guy who's always been a naturally better puncher, not the naturally bigger guy though, so that equals it out a little bit, evens it out. The naturally bigger guy is Mayweather, but the natural puncher was always Pacquiao. He gets a check. Speed. Who gets the edge there? Well, Mayweather always fast, always smooth, always fluid. And Pacquiao, I mean, tremendous hand and feet speed, foot speed. I give them both the check, no advantage. Defense, well, the forte and the reason he could fight so long for Mayweather has always been, he's been a wizard. He's been a defensive magician in the ring. I mean, Pacquiao gets hit more, but, you know, he's a good defensive fighter. He's been great, but Mayweather's the man there. Conditioning. Hey, Floyd lives clean. He always seems to be in shape.
Andre Ward expressed sincere feelings while discussing Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s current situation. Ward clarified his consistent respect for Mayweather and considered himself among his strongest advocates throughout his incredible career. Given that admiration, observing present circumstances creates disappointment and sadness for him. Ward recognizes that Mayweather achieved remarkable accomplishments inside boxing rings and constructed one of sport's most profitable careers. Therefore, he anticipated the champion's post-boxing existence would mirror identical stability and prosperity. Ward stressed that fighters earning massive sums during active years should consider comprehensive long-term financial strategies carefully.
I'm going to just go back to Floyd Mayweather stating that he's going to continue to campaign and come back to the sport as a whole. I'm torn on this. Anybody that has followed me, they know that I'm a big Floyd Mayweather fan as a boxer. I've taken a lot from Floyd Mayweather. I've shouted Floyd Mayweather out. I've defended Floyd Mayweather in terms of how commentators and media members have treated him throughout the years, even though Floyd Mayweather is responsible for giving y'all a lot of free lunches at these media events to promote fights, the week of the fight, months before the fight, during the promo tour. Floyd Mayweather is responsible for y'all getting media credentialed at these big fights and getting these free lunches and being a part of a big event. But for years, I've heard people only talk about what Floyd Mayweather wasn't to them, what he did not do.
In his opinion, smart investments and sensible financial choices enable athletes to experience tranquility and luxury well beyond retirement. He proposed that if Mayweather had managed his wealth more strategically, current life might appear drastically different. Rather than continuously participating in exhibitions or marketing appearances, Ward thinks Mayweather could be resting and appreciating the benefits of riches accumulated during peak performance years. Ward stressed his observations stem from genuine care instead of harsh judgment. From his perspective, Mayweather remains among history's finest boxers, celebrated for his intelligence, defensive mastery, and incredible ring discipline. Nevertheless, Ward believes external success demands identical planning and management. He encourages emerging fighters to absorb crucial lessons from this scenario by concentrating not just on victory, but also on securing their financial destiny so their reputation stays protected after competition ends.
Tens of millions, and in many cases, hundreds of millions, he should have stopped him. He was boring. He was this. I've always supported and pushed back on that narrative of Floyd Mayweather. Part of that is because of the way Floyd Mayweather goes about his business. He's been filthy rich. He's made his name. his legacy and a lot of his reputation wasn't just the boxing, it was the money. It's the money man. What I have, what I'm driving, what I'm living in, what I'm flying in. And a lot of people, they don't like that. I don't know if Floyd Mayweather had more supporters for most of his fights or more haters. But regardless of where you fall on that line, Floyd Mayweather made it work for him when many people, promoters included, networks included, early on didn't think that he can do it. But that being said, I got a lot of love for Floyd as a fighter. I've taken a lot from Floyd Mayweather, not personally.
The second fight between Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao, scheduled to occur this year following numerous postponements, has generated significant debate among supporters and experts. Many express disappointment because the match appears motivated primarily by monetary necessity rather than authentic competitive desire. Following debt accumulation and financial strain, Mayweather's comeback seems inspired by earning requirements rather than legacy building or championship pursuit. This perspective has frustrated observers who believe boxing shouldn't be used exclusively for revenue generation.
Say it's just they're both getting $100 million. If you're presented with $100 million bag, okay, and you're still good physically, all right, and can still fight, and you feel good, you ain't turning down that bag, bro. You're not. You're going to say yes to it. All you guys that are cheating on it, okay, let's just be real for a second. No cap. We're all taking this fight. We're all taking it. You can't blame them to take it. We're all taking it, all right? So I hear both arguments, but it is what it is, right? They're going to take it regardless. They're prize fighters. They fight for prize. Duh, as Floyd famously said in that 24/7 build-up against Shane Mosley. And they're going to do what they're going to do. Now, in terms of why this fight is happening, honestly, I don't know.
When supporters initially demanded a rematch following their first legendary encounter, it never developed, partially because Mayweather didn't require additional income then. This postponement left many feeling their excitement and requests for a meaningful contest were dismissed. Rather than satisfying fan expectations, the eventual rematch now appears purely business-focused. Mayweather's financial gains from their 2015 meeting were extraordinary, allegedly generating hundreds of millions in revenue. While that bout established new earning benchmarks for boxing, critics contend that continuous emphasis on profits weakens the sport's competitive foundation. Supporters hope this fight provides excitement beyond mere financial rewards.
Has said that they, want to put on big, huge events. If you were to grade the type of events they've put on in terms of how serious they are, and when I say serious, I mean like real fights, okay? Like real fights with implications in boxing. You have to give them like a C, honestly. Like, look at the fights they've put on, okay? And if there's any criticism, albeit constructive criticism, towards Netflix, is I feel that they should step up the type of fights they're putting on their platform, because there could be a lot of blowback. There was a huge amount of blowback the first Mayweather-Pacquiao fight, okay? You had all this attention. Literally the whole sports world and a big part of the world was tuned in to this fight. And the fight was boring. Put people to sleep.
Paulie Malignaggi characterized the approaching contest as essentially a significant revenue generator for both participants, comparable to the original Floyd Mayweather Jr. versus Manny Pacquiao meeting. He observed that although their 2015 encounter possessed tremendous historical importance and worldwide fascination, it failed to produce the intense drama countless fans anticipated. Instead, the match developed as a methodically planned affair, with both competitors emphasizing tactics and accuracy over explosive action. Malignaggi indicated that while technical excellence proved impressive, the presentation occasionally left viewers feeling unsatisfied. He hinted that this new confrontation might follow similar patterns if fighters emphasize calculation over dynamic interaction.
That one was also a little bit too late, and they didn't really fight with that passion and fire. It was more like, I'll dance, you dance, and if nobody gets hurt, we both win, And that's not really what fans want to see. Having said that, the first time around was for the championship of the world. Floyd was champion. Pacquiao was challenging him. I think Floyd had the WBC title at the time, so on and so forth. And you know what I say about And at the time, it was still a fight that was viable within the whole world landscape of the welterweight division. This time around, it's not really a viable fight within the landscape of the welterweight division. But it's like I always complain about Canelo. As long as you don't take the belts with you and hold them hostage, and the sanctioning bodies allow you to hold them hostage, I don't mind guys doing this kind of thing. Let's face it. Is it the only time we've seen this? We've seen this time and again. I mean, Leonard did the third fight with Duran and Hearns in 1989. I mean, the rematch with Hearns and the third fight with Duran. I think those sold pretty well, pretty good as well. People got into it. Were they kind of duds? Yeah. I mean, the third Duran and Leonard fight at the Mirage, people kind of are probably more forgetful about it. But regardless, the nostalgia aspect of it, like the champ said, is going to attract people. It's going to make people curious. There's also the aspect of it where the new fan base is always curious about the old time fighters, which is why Tyson always gets views even today, because people are always curious about the Mike Tyson mystique, the Mike Tyson effect. So people that weren't able to be alive and wake up the morning of a Mike Tyson fight to know what that feels like, want to feel that today. I promise you, it's nothing like it was in 1989 with Tyson, no matter what you guys want to feel. But regardless, I think people get curious about that. And I think this is going to be sort of the same thing.
That concludes today's coverage. Keep watching for our next update.